I'll tell y'all one thing. Maddie better have the most impeccable get back by the end of the season, or Sam Levinson is going to have to hear from me. So Nate and Cassie are married. Jules getting shrink wraps. Rue about to begin to clink. I mean, how could so much happen in an episode that felt so underwhelming? I think part of the reason for me is because we started off with Jules, and I know we haven't seen much of her so far, but her storyline has been the least interesting to me this season. I mean, other than the fact that I just don't understand how all of the strangest men seem to find their way into her orbit, but okay. And through it all, she is still hanging out with Rue, and I have to say their relationship has changed a lot. Like, I went back and I watched seasons 1 and 2, and like, it's just a lot less intense. Like, obviously we mellow out a little bit once we get out of that high school angsty, environment, but I think there was just a lot of like trauma and like just dark shit that was between them, and it seems very like easygoing now, and I'm wondering how long that's going to last. If it's going to last, how close are they going to get, especially because we know that Rue is in many people's crosshairs. The impending doom is coming from a lot of different directions with that girl, and what has troubled their relationship in the past has been just Jules's fear for Rue, like when she's in dangerous situations, and she's got quite a few dangerous situations coming down the pike. I mean, they killed that lady's bird. We don't know what they gonna do about that, and we don't know even the status of her debt. Like, when Alamo and Lori were going back and forth about it, Alamo was like, well, you can consider her debt settled, but Lori wasn't like, okay, like, for all we know, she's still expecting that bread back. And now Rue is down to the police station talking to the freaking DEA. I have been mentally preparing myself for a tragic end for Rue. Like, it's not that I didn't think she was gonna have one, or that I thought she was gonna have a happy ending or anything like that, because Euphoria is truly one of those shows where you just do not know what you finna lay eyes on next. You just don't. But I just feel like I just don't see a path forward for her. Like, I don't even see her alive for much longer. I can't lie. Like, by the end of the season, I don't know. Because she has a knack for ping-ponging from one terrible situation to the next. And we saw a little glimpse of that with Alamo, because she said that she was happy working with him, but obviously she said that whole thing about going legit, and the way that he snapped, the way that he flipped the switch, I was like, okay, so here's the tip of the iceberg. Because I feel like when you get in these new situations, you kind of in that phase where you're like, oh, thank God I got away from Lori and them, but it's like, no, girl, you got another thing coming. Like, Alamo he does business with Lori and them. They birds of a feather. So she may not be doing anything too crazy now, but who knows what he gonna ask her to do, how he's gonna react if she don't want to do it. Like, I mean, actually she is doing stuff crazy. She literally covered up somebody's death. So yeah, I mean, he already got her in the mix, and I just that girl. I mean, Lord help it. I know what we all came here for. I'm gonna get to that real quick. I just have one other thing on Rue, and that is the phone call that she had with Fez. A lot of people were like, what? And I too was like, what? It was just weird. I found it weird. I found it awkward, like, especially because like 9 times out of 10 I feel like when you're on the phone with somebody in a TV show, you do hear the person on the other end. Sometimes you don't, but also like we all know why we don't hear Fez on the other end of the call, and it didn't. I mean, I guess only time will tell, but I doubt it's going to tie into anything. It was just like a tribute moment. And like, I didn't know that man. They knew that man. So I'm reluctant to say how they should or should not tribute him, but I just feel like the dedication, like the episode dedication type things, like what they did for Eric Dane, it's just a bit more tasteful, and it's not as like awkward and like thrown in. Like, there was some intentionality to it, because like one of the things that Rue said was like an Instagram caption that Angus Cloud has on his page, so they put that in there. But I don't know, I found it weird, and I found it awkward, and I also found that it didn't make any sense. Like, why would he call her from prison to talk about escaping from prison? That don't even make no sense. It really just gave Sam Levinson had a word count. Like, that's what it really gave. Okay, I digress. Now to the main event. It was chaos. It was. I don't think that it was the chaos that I deserved, but I think that it was certainly the chaos that they deserved. I mean, top to bottom, what a terrible day. What a terrible day. And you know what? I love that. I really, really do. I truly believe that like any relationship that is built on betrayal or any sort of like finicky or just fucked up foundation as theirs was is destined to fail. Like there was no way you thought you was finna get a good wedding. Y'all are not the good people in this scenario. So you got the wedding that you deserved. And it was terrible from top to bottom. And what's so crazy about that is that like your wedding day, like that's when everything like everybody's supposed to be on their best behavior, like everything that's supposed to be the picture perfect part of your marriage. You're not supposed to go downhill like this until way later down the road, and you starting off this way. Like I truly I believe in karma. I believe in energy and stuff like that. And there was a lot of things that were off about the wedding, including the fact that they just invited any damn body. Because when I really sat and thought about it, I was like, why was Rue at the wedding? Rue was the whole, like, for all we know, the last time that that Cassie and Rue got together was when Rue blew their relationship wide open and told Maddie that Cassie was sleeping with Nate. That was the last time we saw them together. And the last time I remember seeing Rue and Nate together was at the end of season 1 when she threatened to turn his dad in, which, I mean, he ended up doing, but she threatened to turn his dad in. So I'm like, who exactly put Rue on the guest list? Because I know that Jules was her +1, but why was Rue on the guest list? And then to invite your ex-best friend who you were sleeping with her abusive boyfriend and now you're marrying him. Like the guest list was a mess. Everything was a mess. Mind you, Cassie don't even have enough real friends to have a real bridal party for real. Like, sure, Lexi makes a ton of sense as her sister, but the neighbor lady who don't even really like you for real, like why is she a bridesmaid? And I mean, this is what happens. She literally opted into a life of isolation for that man. So enjoy. And there was just a nasty, vile spirit over the whole thing. Nate's mom. Listen, I've been waiting to whack her ass. The way that she gonna single out Maddie in that speech, like, besides the fact that it was just a bitchy thing to do, it was also like just completely inappropriate for the moment. Like, this is not your wedding. This is not about how you feel about your son's high school ex-girlfriend. Like, why are you making it about your feelings and all of that weird stuff, that boy mom shit? Ugh. However, I will say, speaking of moms making things about themselves, Cassie's mom, she ate that. She ate that. I mean, Cassie is already quite unstable and insecure. So to see her mom unpacking the demise of her marriage with direct parallels to what just happened and to what is happening to Cassie in that moment, it's what she deserved. And it was hilarious. Now, one thing I think I might have been wrong about in my last video, I think I overestimated how much of Nate and Cassie's relationship is about Maddie. I think to some extent it was about Maddie, but also there are some things about them as individuals that that kind of fit into this relationship. But I mean, obviously Maddie is the scorned party here at the end of the day, and I just really felt like we just didn't get her justice in this episode. And maybe it's because we were all expecting it and all anticipating it that they decided to subvert it a little bit, and maybe she'll get it later on, because as far as I'm concerned, she hasn't gotten it at all. She did not get to beat Cassie's ass the way she should have been able to in season 2, because Cat's stupid self was running behind her trying to break up the fight. Like her best friend who was fucking on the dude that was beating her didn't deserve to get her ass beat. That can't be the truth. So why was Cat running around trying to break that fight up? So as far as I'm concerned, all of that dumb little taps she got in at the play, they don't count. She needs to be allowed to beat Cassie's ass. Like, I'm sorry. She needs to get, I don't even know what the revenge is that she needs to get, but it needs to be something. Like, Maddie deserved way, way better than what they did to her. And she also deserves better friends, because Jules, I'm not forgetting to whack you too. When she was outside, when Nate talking about, oh, well, I think Maddie got a little bit more emotional than she anticipated. Why would you tell him that? Why would you ever tell him that? And that don't even give, like, Maddie is not that type of person at all that would want him to know something like that. Like, literally over her dead body would she want him to know something like that. And you telling him? Like, the thing with Nate and Jules and him low-key being in love with her, and but they completely and totally dropped that storyline in season 2. Like, and then you come in here and one shared cigarette and you are divulging your friend's emotional business to her abusive ex. Like, nah. Honestly, all of these people, they could have just stopped talking after high school, as far as I'm concerned. Now on to the unhappy couple. I have to say, I did not realize just how dire Nate's situation was. Like, I didn't realize that dude was like really the type of person you don't want to owe money to. Like, when they was talking about it in the first episode, I was only half listening, first of all. But I mean, I knew he was in trouble, but it didn't give like he finna pull up to your wedding in trouble. Like, that was insane. But I feel like Nate overall is an enigma this season. Like, we don't really know what's going on with him. I said in my last video, I was like, y'all are bugging if y'all believe that Nate is healed. Like, people were talking about how calm he was, how well adjusted he was, and I'm like, from what we saw in seasons 1 and 2, there is no way that man is normal now. There's no way. It just hasn't come out yet. And I mean, for Nate Jacobs to be the voice of reason, first of all, that's how you know Cassie's crazy. But like, there's just no way that he can actually genuinely be well adjusted and it not like need an explanation. Like, if he's well adjusted now, we need an explanation for that. But I don't believe that he is. I think like we're kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop with Nate. So I don't really know how that's gonna manifest. I think we saw a little peek. We saw a little peek of the original Nate Jacobs after Cassie popped him in the eye with that champagne cork or whatever. There was a little bit in there. But it is really like strange, his relationship with Cassie, and how he's like so soft and gentle with her. Like, some aspects of the relationship make sense in that like he wants to just like provide for her and stuff, because we obviously know like he's been obsessed with this performance of masculinity since season 1. So those sorts of things being important to Nate in a relationship don't surprise me. But like, I feel like the reasons why he liked Cassie in the beginning, he was like, when we heard Rue narrating his feelings, it was because she was so soft and sweet, and she was docile, and she was submissive, and all these things. And like, now she's kind of batshit crazy, and like, I mean, she was that then too, but like, she's a little bit more like she's more defiant. She kind of pushes him around a little bit, and that is something that originally I feel like we would have seen the original Nate Jacobs come out when something like that happens to him, but we're not seeing it yet. And I'm just like, I'm wondering when we're gonna see him, because I mean, he can only keep this facade up for so long, and he is under a lot of pressure. He's bound to break soon. And I have to say, Cassie is literally the worst possible partner to have through something like this. Like, she's really quite self-centered and shallow. She's also volatile. Like, a lot of things that are the exact opposite of why he liked her in the first place, and that has added a lot more pressure to his situation. And I feel like those are also some of the reasons, that plus the whole like wanting to provide for her and stuff like that, are a lot of the reasons why he didn't come to her about this in the first place. And I mean, we actually see that in a lot of those men who end up killing their entire families, where like they're in some sort of financial trouble or something where they feel like they can't provide for the family, and then they just like snap and something like that happens, because they feel like they should be able to provide or whatever. And so that's why I feel like we have a snap coming from Nate, because like, he obviously was keeping this from her, because she offered to contribute whatever she could, I mean, to the wedding, not to the expenses of them living, but still, and he was very adamant about not wanting her to work. I don't know if it was not wanting her to work, or was it not wanting her to have OnlyFans specifically, but I feel like it was both. And so even though his ideas about masculinity likely colored his decision not to tell Cassie about any of this, it wouldn't have mattered if he had. Like I said, she's very self-centered. He was getting his ass beat, and she's crying about her makeup, she's crying about her wedding, she's agreeing with the dude who ordered him to get his ass beat when he said, oh, he doesn't listen, and she's like, yeah, he never wants to listen. Like, she on a team basically. Like, he is completely alone in this, and you know what, like I said, deserved. Like, I'm telling you, the relationship between Nate and Cassie, every which way it can go wrong, it will. And Cassie is screwed too. I mean, they busted her face up on her wedding night. She now knows what it's like to be on the other side of Nate's deception while y'all was sticking around and deceiving Maddie, and he was sneaking around with her best friend. Now he's sneaking around and putting y'all $500,000 in debt. So have fun with that. And they got the nerve to fold you in, talking about his debt gonna become yours. So when they kill him, what they finna do with her? What they have is not giving partnership, it's not giving union, it's not giving we're in this together. Like, it's not giving any of that. I actually would not be surprised if Cassie cheated on Nate this season. Like, I wouldn't be surprised about it, especially because, like, she seems very obsessed with, like, her image and, like, just living this certain lifestyle and feeling desired and chosen and all these things, like, and she's not getting that when Nate, like, we saw how she reacted just to the possibility of not getting the flowers that she wanted. Now we talking about next level shit. We talking about y'all dealing with real, like, not even life problems. Like, these are not problems that regular people have. Like, your husband is getting his freaking toe clipped off. Cassie cannot handle that, and I have zero faith in her ability to stick by his side through this situation. I feel like she's fickle, and she's going to go wherever she can get, like, the closest to this lifestyle and this feeling that she is envisioning, that she thinks that she deserves. She spent all this time trying to get this ring to justify what she did to her best friend, and now that she has Maddie back in her corner, or so she believes, I feel like I don't see no future for her and Nate. I feel like I had so much more to say when I was, like, typing out my bullet points for this episode, but I'll have to be truthful with y'all. It is 5 o'clock in the morning and I have not been to sleep yet. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. The episode, like I said, I found it underwhelming. I felt like it was a little bit slow, but it did set up a lot for, like, some crazy things to happen. Like, there's a lot of what ifs. It's like how deep is the shit that rules in with the DEA? What Lori finna do about that bird? What's gonna happen with Nate and this dude who got his toe off? Like, why is Jules getting wrapped up in a saran wrap by some crazy plastic surgeon? Like, there are a lot of question marks that were introduced in this episode. So while it did not particularly live up to what I was anticipating. Oh, another one is, how is Maddie going to get her get back? I'm serious about that. I need to know. Because she has to have something planned. They have alluded to that. So we've gotten all of those question marks, and hopefully they are resolved in a satisfying manner in subsequent episodes. Sorry I didn't have more to say in this video, y'all. My brain is mush. But that's all I have for this video. Here are my social media handles. You can follow me there if you like, including on my main channel where I post video essays through a historical lens. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click the bell icon so that you get a notification every time I get off my butt and post a video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.